This is a new player, free to play, as some may know. Now, you want to know what happens to most of them? TF2 is really hard for new players, at no fault to them. The in-game tutorials aren't helpful at all, the default settings frankly suck, and you might not even know the basics and you'll end up just quitting after a few games. That's what I'm here to prevent, because I want you to play TF2 and fall in love with this game just like I did. Listen, this game has been around since 2007. That's older than some of you watching this video. The people you're gonna face off against have been perfecting their craft for years, but please don't let that scare you off. With the right setup and knowledge, you can go from absolutely getting it demolished to actually having fun in just a few hours of play. There's a lot of settings in TF2 that you should definitely change. The most important thing I can tell you is go to master config and customize it to your liking. So here's how you actually set it up properly. First, go to the website, link in description, and choose your preset. Pick the quality settings depending on your PC. TF2 is an older game, so it can run on older hardware, but I would recommend just picking what you normally do in games. The website will then generate a custom config file for you based on what you select. Make sure there are no footsteps and flat mouse movement for more accurate shots. Download that file, then navigate to your TF2 folder. It's Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Team Fortress 2, TF Custom. Or you can click on the Steam and click Browse Local Files, and then you go TF Custom. Drop the config in there, and you're good to go. Master config will automatically optimize your graphics settings, network settings, and a bunch of other stuff that Valve should have done by default, but they didn't. They hate us. Master config is also going to set your FOV to 90, which is way better than the default 75. And on the topic of improving visibility, you might want to turn on minimal view models. They take up way less space than default and allow you to see way more. To access it, hit your console with the tilde key, which is in the top left of your keyboard, and type in the command TF use min view models, and I'll link the command in the description too. Also, be sure to turn on fast weapon switching and advanced options. Make sure you have to hit one key instead of two, and trust me, when you're trying to cap the objective, every millisecond counts. As well, a custom HUD can do wonders for you. Personally, I love the ones that put your health and ammo in the center of your screen, as it allows you to receive very important info without having to avert your vision. I used Bud HUD for a long time, but recently I've been using Ray's HUD on minimal mode. You can also customize it with special software as well, and I would recommend going to the TF2 HUD's website to pick out one that you really like. You just drop the master file in your custom folder and you're good to go. Also, I'm going to put a link of commands that you should put up in your Steam launch properties that are not only going to make the game boot faster, but run smoother as well. Unfortunately, with how long TF2 has been around for, you're bound to just run into people that are better than you. And that's okay. The key is not getting so frustrated that you quit. And here are 3 classes that I recommend you start with. Now, you might be looking at me crazy for picking Medic. I know, but I want to shoot people. Here's the thing though. Medic teaches you the most important skill in TF2, staying alive. You'll learn positioning, when to retreat, and how to read the battlefield. Plus, your team will love you and you'll get protection from other players. Well, good ones at least. Heavy is definitely another class I'd recommend for beginners. Big health pool, straightforward weapons, and you move slow so you're forced to think about positioning. Heavy teaches you game sense without overwhelming you with complex mechanics. And I'd say once you're comfortable with the basics, Soldier is perfect for learning rocket jumping and area denial. I would even say he's the best class to play as a beginner. His rockets are so forgiving because they do splash damage, so your aim doesn't need to be pixel perfect. Alright, now for the golden rules of not sucking at Team Fortress 2. Stay with your team, dude. This isn't some lone wolf shit. If you're by yourself, you're doing it wrong. This even applies to classes like Spy, where you would want your targets to be distracted, or a couple rockets to hit the sentry you're trying to sap. Learn the maps. Seriously, spend time in offline mode or with bots just walking around. Know where the health packs are, where the ammo is, and where enemies typically come from. And play like the same 5 to 10 maps. Don't chase kills. This is not Call of Duty. For the love of all that is holy, playing the objective wins you games, not your KD ratio. Paranoia is going to be your best friend. In a game with one-shot snipers, spies, and uber crits pushes, be hyper aware. If you have to turn your game volume up, do it. TF2 has several game modes, and they're all completely different beasts. I'll try and summarize them best for you. Payload, I would argue, is the best mode for beginners, as the blue team pushes a cart to the end of the map and the red team tries to stop them. It's simple, the objective is always clear as long as you follow the arrows, and there's constant action. Maps like Upward, Badwater, Borneo are perfect for learning. The cart also heals you and gives you ammo if you're on the blue team, so stick near it. And if you're on red, don't just jump on the cart. That's how you get swarmed by 20 different guys. Control points, otherwise known as 5 CP. Both teams fight for 5 points across the map. This mode is fast-paced and chaotic. It's good for learning once you understand the basics, but it can be overwhelming at first. Expect games to go long and people to really try to win here. King of the Hill, otherwise abbreviated as Koth. Fight for control of a central point, whoever holds it longest wins. These maps are smaller and more focused, making them great for practicing combat, and what I would recommend for most beginners alongside payload. Capture the flag is tempting, I know. It's familiar, but honestly, skip this mode as a beginner. It often turns into boring stalemates, it doesn't teach you good TF2 fundamentals. Watch Uncle Dane's video to understand what I mean. Attack defense. The blue team tries to capture the red team's points within a time limit. Dust Bowl is the classic example, but fair warning, Dust Bowl is a meat grinder that will humble you quickly. I still love it though. TF2 also has damage fall off based on distance. Your weapons do different amount of damage depending on how far you are from your target. This is huge for positioning. Unless playing a class like Sniper, try to be as close as possible when hitting your shots. This doesn't always mean getting closer is always better though. Sometimes you want to stay at a medium range where you do distant damage but you are safer, especially from pyro flamethrowers or stray soldier rockets. Random crits are a mechanic in TF2 and they are controversial, and you will encounter that a lot in your time playing. You basically have a quote-unquote chance to deal triple damage depending on how well you are doing. So if you randomly die to one shot, and you see a red outline on the weapon in the chat, it was that. Damage surfing is going to be crucial as well. Crouch jumping and timing when an enemy shoots rockets or pipes at your feet really helps you get out of bad situations. Any class can do this, but it's especially good on Medic. Now, this is a lot, and I purposely made this video pretty short and pretty compact. So, you might be asking me, why is TF2 worth the struggle? And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a hard game. You're going to get dominated by players with thousands upon thousands of hours. You're going to get frustrated. You might even rage quit a few times. But here's the thing. When you finally get that perfect rocket jump, when you successfully Uber and capture the point, when you backstab that cocky scout who's been dominating your team, it feels incredible. No other game has made me feel this way. TF2 has stayed popular for over 17 years because underneath all the chaos and complexity, it is just pure fun. The moment you start improving, the moment you start making plays instead of just reacting to them, you'll understand why people are still obsessed with this game. So stick with it. Watch YouTube guides for your favorite classes. Maybe find a mentor or join a newbie-friendly community. And most importantly, remember that everyone was bad when they started. Even that soldier with the Burning Flames team captain who keeps destroying you.
Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development,
you're gonna love it here. Eventually.